HoloISO. Let's pull it apart.
January 2024. The original version declared dead by its developer, replaced with an immutable version. May 2025, a user asks for help booting. The responses are not troubleshooting, they are redirections. Use the community alternative instead. The update failures preceded the announcement. January 2023, the update routine broke, dependencies missing, stuck on an old snapshot. October 2023, the same failure class. Update could not complete. Build date unchanged. For a project whose value was staying current with the official operating system, updates that do not update are the most fundamental failure. HoloISO. Built in 2022 by repackaging the official Handheld's recovery image as an installer for other hardware. Not a re-implementation. The official system's own packages modified to run on devices it was never designed for. A gap filler the ecosystem has since replaced. The official Handheld launched in February 2022. The operating system on it was not released as a general installer for other hardware. A developer took the official recovery image, extracted the packages, and built a bootable installer for standard computers. The project launched weeks after the Handheld. A technology publication headlined it as the official system without the official device. The description was accurate, the packages were the same, the compatibility layer version matched. The compositor version matched. The gaming client version matched. The only difference was that none of it was tested or supported on the hardware it was being installed on. The architecture was clever and fragile simultaneously. Close to authentic because it used the same packages, dependent on those packages remaining compatible with non-official hardware as the company updated them. Staying current required the maintainer to regularly pull new packages, test them on generic hardware, handle incompatibilities, and release new builds. For a solo developer with no corporate backing and no funding, this is a maintenance obligation that scales with every update the company ships. The January and October 2023 update failures are the early evidence of that obligation becoming unsustainable. The system reported updates available, the packages would not install. The user was stuck on a snapshot that fell further behind the official system with every week that passed. The emulation platform that integrated cleanly with the other distributions in this comparison failed on this one. Parsers did not load, emulators would not install. The ecosystem tooling was not built to accommodate a project that could not keep its packages current. The death announcement in early 2024 ended the original project line. The immutable version became the new direction. But by 2024, the community alternative built on a different Linux foundation had matured into a comprehensive option with active maintenance, broad hardware support, and a rollback mechanism the original project never provided. The gap this project was created to fill was now better addressed by something else. The community migration is documented in the forum threads. October 2025, a thread frames the project as effectively dead compared with newer alternatives. The community leans toward abandoning it. A subreddit post from 2026 carries an important message for users asking about the project after 2024. The message is that the project exists, but the alternatives are better maintained. The emulation platform that works on other distributions fails on this one because parsers do not load and emulators will not install. The ecosystem has moved on and the tooling has moved with it. The hardware support followed the same trajectory as the official system in 2022. Comfortable on one graphics manufacturer's hardware, poor on the other manufacturer's proprietary driver stack. As the alternatives expanded their hardware support to include both manufacturers and a broader range of handhelds and desktops, the narrow hardware compatibility became another reason the community migrated away. The project's historical significance is real and should not be dismissed by its current status. In 2022, there was no other way to get the official handheld experience on different hardware. The project demonstrated the demand. The download numbers and community engagement showed that users wanted the official gaming interface on their own devices. That demand signal contributed to the ecosystem that eventually provided better solutions. The community alternative that now serves most of the original project's audience exists in part because the demand was proven. The official system's expansion to more handhelds and desktop hardware in 2026 exists in part because the community showed the company that users wanted it. Projects that fill gaps and then get replaced by better alternatives are not failures. They are how open source ecosystems develop. Something demonstrates demand. Something better grows from the evidence. The original becomes legacy. The immutable version that eventually replaced the original is technically available. The maintenance pace is significantly behind the alternatives. The rollback capability is less developed than the community alternatives, terminal command, or the official system's button combination. For a user evaluating the project in 2026, the question is not whether it works. The question is whether the maintenance trajectory provides confidence that it will continue working through the next kernel update, the next compositor change, or the next compatibility layer revision. The alternatives provide that confidence. This project, in its current state, does not. Someone who wants the closest unofficial clone of the official handheld operating system and accepts the maintenance uncertainty should understand what that acceptance means in practice. The update lag means the compatibility layer version, the compositor version, and the kernel will be behind what the official system and the community alternative provide. Games that require newer compatibility layer versions may not work. Hardware that requires newer kernel support may not function. The authenticity of using the official packages comes at the cost of those packages being outdated. Someone who previously used this project and is evaluating whether to continue should migrate to the community alternative. The migration preserves the gaming interface experience, provides broader hardware support, adds a functional rollback mechanism, and connects the user to an actively maintained project with current driver and kernel versions. The community has already made this recommendation repeatedly in the forums and threads documented in the research. Someone encountering this project for the first time in 2026 should start with the community alternative instead. The gap this project was designed to fill no longer exists. The official system supports more devices. The community alternative supports nearly everything else. The couch gaming project serves the living room use case. The original gap filler served its purpose. The purpose has been fulfilled by others. Someone interested in the history of Linux gaming should understand what this project represents. The developer who built it weeks after the official handheld launched created the proof of concept that the demand for the official experience on other hardware was real. The downloads, the community, and the engagement demonstrated that users would install an unsupported unofficial clone on their own hardware to get the gaming interface experience. That demonstration of demand influenced every project that followed. The community alternative's existence, the official system's hardware expansion, and the couch gaming project's continued development all benefit from the demand signal this project established. The developer who took the official recovery image and turned it into an installer for other hardware. In 2022, built the project that showed the Linux gaming community what it wanted before the ecosystem could provide it properly. The update failures were the early signs, the death announcement was the acknowledgement, the community migration was the resolution, the project is legacy, the demand it proved is current. The 5% of the platform's users now on Linux was built by the official system, the community alternative, the couch gaming project, and projects like this one that demonstrated the demand before better tools existed to serve it. Something fills a gap, something better grows. The original becomes part of the foundation the better thing stands on. That is not a failure. That is how the ecosystem that reached 5% was built.